Okay. So now if you observe this, vowel represent the each element. So what are the first element? So this array has all these elements, right? These are all elements. So this variable first goes to first element, that is A. Now this variable contains A. So it has a value. So comes inside. It will store that A in this vowel variable. And if you use inside the body, you will get that value here. So A will print first time. Second time, automatic iteration, this one. So we will go to second element. The second element value is E. So element is there. Comes inside, E will print. Because you are using a print statement, that's why it is printing. You can use a different logic also inside the body with these elements. Again, automatically vowel has a third element, that is I. So I will print. Again, so next element will be O. So it will print this way. And next element will be U. So it will print this value. So that's the how you can have the values one by one. So vowel colon vowels. So you can have each element of an array, and that he is going to print the value. So that is going to print the value. So this is the how it will store each value here, and it will iterate one by one in forward direction. In forward direction only it will iterate. So you cannot iterate reverse direction with the for each loop. So that means from last element to first element, you cannot do with the for each loop. So that's the for each loop, how it works. And maybe you can use print method. I'll use print method. Then I'll print in the same line. Print method, what it will do? It will print in the same line. It will print in the same line. And then I have to bring the cursor to next line, because the element will be here. The cursor will be here. So in the same line, I have to bring that. So if you want to bring the cursor to next line, just use println empty space and you can bring it up. Okay. So that's, I can just say some separation. End of for each loop, this one. Now I'll print next one. So iterate or print array using for loop. So you know normal for loop syntax, right? So initialization, condition, increment, decrement, right? Then, so you write the logic inside the body. So follow this formula and do the initialization. So what is our initialized value of array? What is the initial value of array?
A of 0. 0.
So only 0, index number. So you have to initialize that. Initialization means the variable. How you initialize 0? How will you initialize 0?
The array starts with the zeros.
Okay, array starts with the 0, but 0 how you will initialize in the programming language? I will store 0. That's what initialization means. How you did in the while loop and for loop.
Vowels of 0 here.
0. How you did while loop and for loop initialization?
So
Equal
for
to
I equals to for
equal to zeros.
int I equal to
data
0.
type.
That's the initialization you did, right? In the for loop and while loop. You should not use array. Here there is nowhere array, right? You should not use array here. Just initialization. Initialization means the first element is 0 you want to represent. How you will represent the 0? Int I equal to 0. That's our first element. Now condition. So condition means you have to go till last element. So how can you represent that? I less than or equal to
4.
array. No, you should not write 4. So last element index. Array dot length -1. Or you can write a different way also. If you don't want, just write less than vowels dot length. Okay. So we can give length. If you give equal to, you have to give length -1. You don't want to give equal to, only less than symbol, just give array name dot length. And so you are starting with the first element, right? So it is going in ascending order, or so one by one, ascending order, right? Ascending order means you have to use less than symbol here and increment part, I++ you have to use. That's all these tricks we decided, we have discussed in while loop and for loop, right? Those tricks you all know, where somebody will confuse, I want to use less than or greater than, or I increment or decrement, somebody will confuse here. That I told you, if you are starting with a lower number and you are going with a bigger number here, out of max boundary is a bigger number, and that means this is the ascending order. So ascending order means always you have to use the less than symbol and increment part. Okay, so that's the rules. You follow those rules. Then you want to print. So you want to print array element. You want to access array element. So array name of, what is the index here representing? I variable representing the index. So just give array name of index, that is I. Array name of index. So now we see here array name of index. So understand here first. Again, I'm explaining one more time loop, how it will execute. Loop execution is a very important here. See, I is 0. So then condition will execute, right? I'm going to condition. Now I value 0. 0 less than vowels dot length value is 5. What is the output? True or false? True. So once the condition is true, what will happen?
Will come inside.
Inside the body. Now here, just see what is the, so array name of I value. What is I value? What is I value?
Yes, sir.
A.
0. A.
A na. I value here.
I value is 0.
0.
0, right? I value is 0.
Yeah.
See here, it is very clear. I value is 0.
Yes.
I value is 0. So now vowels of 0 is, you will get A value. So that's no, automatically it will print. Now, so this portion is done. Now where it will go?
Increment, sir.
Increment part. So do that. I equal to, I think you didn't practice the for loop properly. I value, so 0 plus 1, that is 1.
1.
Now once you get the latest incremented I value, where it will go? It will go to condition. So condition is, now I value 1 less than 5. It is true. Comes inside here, array name of 1. So I value now 1. I value is not 0 now. I value is 1 now. So I'm replacing I value. So vowels of 1. Vowels of 1 means E will print. What is stored in the vowels of 1 now? E is stored. So you will get E value here. So here you will get A. Here you will get E. Now it will go to increment part. Body is done. Body is done after increment part. I told you 1, 2, 3, 4 order. So 1, 2, 3, 4 order, it manages. So it is always that order doesn't change. Now the fourth one is increment part. So I value currently 1 plus 1, it's 2. Then 2 less than 5 is true. 2 less than 5 equal to true. Comes inside. So vowels of 2. So vowels of 2, it is, what is the value? I. So I will print here. Now again goes to, this is the third,
Increment.
and now going for the fourth part. Fourth part is increment part. So current I value 2 plus 1
Plus
3. So now it will go to
Yes.
condition. That is second part. So 2 less than 5, sorry, 3, right?
3 less than.
3 less
than.
than 5, true. Comes
True.
inside vowels of 3. So vowels of 3 is vowel print. Now it will again print.
Increment.
So I value increments. 3
plus
plus 1, it's a 4. And it goes to condition. 4 less than 5, it's true. So comes inside vowels of 4. So vowels of 4 is you will print. And now it goes up. So I value will increment. Body after immediately it will go to fourth part. That is increment part. So 3 plus 4, right? 4 plus 1.
4 plus
4 plus 1, 5. And again goes to
5.
second part. So 5 less than 5.
Less than
True or
5.
false?
False. False, sir.
False. So false means what will happen? It will
will
not
won't.
come inside the for loop. So this is the how for loop will execute. So you need to practice this, how you need to write all these iterations. Then you will get a better idea on the for loop. So I'm going to use more programs this for loop only. So make sure you practice this and come back. Don't confuse. So this formula always array name of index accessing. You are accessing the array element. Accessing the array element means array name of index. The here for loop index is I always. So in the loop, in the index number is I. You remember that. It's not, you should not tell this A or something. So first array name of index you give. Then you will get the values automatically. Any questions here? I'm going to print in the same line. I don't want to print in different lines. So I can use each value after one space I'm giving. I'm appending a space. This is the append operator. /t means a tab in the keyboard. /t represents the tab in the keyboard. And now I'll bring the cursor after my for loop. The last element to print after. I'm bringing the cursor to next line with the println method. And so you can just separate this. I'm just separating these values. So the last one is, I want to print array elements from last element to first element. Reverse order. Basically, reverse order I am printing. How can you print it? So now you want to start from here. You need to start from here and you have to go till this first element. How can you do that? So again, you have to use same this formula only. Now your initialization is what? What is your initialization now? So int I equal to array length, array dot length minus 1 you have to do. So that is vowels dot length minus 1. That's your initialization. So that means what I am initializing? Last element index. Then what is your index number? The out of boundary, that is I greater than or equal to 0. So greater than or equal to 0. You need a 0 index also, right? So that one. I plus plus or minus minus?
Minus.
Minus minus. Because you are doing a descending order. So this is the descending order. That means greater than symbol and decrement operator. These all rules I explained. When to use decrement operator, when to use greater than symbol in the condition. So when you are initializing with a bigger value and in your condition is a lower value, that means that's a descending order. Descending order case, you can use a greater than symbol and decrement operator, because you have to reduce one by one. How can you reduce? By using a decrement operator. So that's why you are using here a decrement operator, because you are starting with a bigger number. So you reduce one by one. And how can you access array element now? So array name of index, I value. That's it, simple. This is never going to change. In the for loop, always array name of index. That's if you are accessing the array elements, array name of index you have to use. And then bring the cursor to next row with a after for loop. So that's it. So this is how you can see. Now again, follow this syntax iterations. See this. So now this vowels dot length -1 is 5 minus 1, that is 4. Okay. Now go to condition 4 greater than 0. True or false?
True.
True. So true means comes here. Vowels of what is the I value? 4.
4, sir.
So vowels of 4 is you will print. Say that's a reverse order, right? So 4 will, so you will print. Now where it will go?
Decrement.
Decrement part. Decrement part. Now decrement means what? What is the current I value?
4.
4 minus 1. So that is 3. So
Three
do all
greater
these math, simple calculations. And now you got the I value 3. So check the condition. 3 greater than or equal to 0. It is true. So that's how line by line execution you do mentally. Then you will get a better idea how loops are executing. So that it will be very easy for you how to understanding the programming. And now vowels of 3. After that, just go up and do the decrement. I equal to, so what is the current I value? 3, right? 3 minus 1, that is 2.
2 greater
So,
than or equal.
2 greater than or equal to 0, true, comes inside. So vowels of 2. So vowels of 2 value is I will print automatically. Because you are printing. So this is system.out.print means it prints. Then one space you will get. So then it will go here. It reduces 2 minus 1, that is 1. And 1 greater than or equal to 0, true, comes inside. So vowels of 1. So that is, so this is the value, vowels of 1 value. Now goes here, again, 4th portion, that is I, 1 minus 1, it says 0. It will go to condition, 0 equal to 0, it's a true. So 0 greater than 0, false, but there is equal to also, right? 0 greater than 0, it's a false, but 0 equal, you have to use double equal. So it's a true, comes inside array name of 0. Then it will go up. I value will increment 0. Currently I value is 0 minus 1. It is minus 1. So now it will go to where? After getting the I value.
Inside the
Checking the
Inside.
condition. Checking the
Order
condition.
you are forgetting, Kiran. After
No.
getting the updated I value, it will go to condition always. So minus 1 greater than 0. True or false?
false.
False. Then it won't come inside. See? So this is very easy, if you know the order. So first time 1, 2, 3, 4. Second time onwards, so 2, 3, 4 order. So here, first time only 1, 2, 3, 4. Second time onwards, always 4, then 2, then 3, and again 4, and keep on doing that order. So that order you need to remember how it is iterating one by one. So every time you get the updated I value, then go to the condition and then so execute the order of elements. So that's it. Okay, how can you call this method? Because you need to execute this, right? How can you call this? So this is the non-static method. How can you call non-static method under main method? What is the formula
Create
I
an
told you?
object for that class.
So create an object for the class. So what is the class name? Array demo. So using new keyword. So what is the formula? Class name,
Reference variable
object
equal
reference
to new
equal
class
to
name.
new
Class name.
class name. So this is how you need to create object. So the class name
Array
place,
demo.
you just
Array
give
demo.
array demo. So object reference is ADOBJ equal to new class
Array
name
demo.
is array demo. So this is how you can create object for the class, any class. So this formula I already told, and we practiced it pretty much in the methods. And now object reference dot method name. How to call the method? How to? Non-static void method. How to call? So I told you the answer is, what is the answer? Object reference dot.
Class
Not that method.
then the method name. Sorry.
So method name. So void method name. So I just follow this formula. All these formulas I have given. Object reference is ADOBJ dot print. See that method name, it is showing automatically in the menu. So just call that method. Just follow these formulas. It's so easy for you to do that. All this we practiced so many times. Again, see that. How to debug this. So you should not scare. So see that line number. This is your package name, class name, and method name. What is your main method? So because you called here. So which line? 64 line. See that? So this is the method calling line. In this method, you are getting a array index out of bounds exception. So on the 64 line here. But again, in this method inside, which line? See that? One step above you go. Print vowels method inside, you are getting in the 18th line. See that? So why you will get array index out of bounds exception? Index 5 out of bounds for length 5. So that is the reason you should not include this one. Okay. So see, you got exception in the 18th line. See, the rest of the code is not executing. Rest of the lines after this line. So where you got the exception? After that, single line also not executed. See, all these lines are not executed. Before only this one line executed. This one. That's it. So no more lines executed. So that is the reason. So if you get an exception, rest of the lines of code is not going to execute. Then how to solve this problem? So there is an exception class. I'll teach you that exceptions, how to know even the exception occurs. How can you continue execution? I'll show you in the exception classes. But as of now, we don't want. I want to show you the array index out of bounds exception when you will get. Because you are inserting more than the array size, a wrong index we are inserting. So this index itself not there in the memory. So that is the reason. So you are getting array index out of bounds. So let's execute now. See, all the code is executed perfectly. right? So that's it. So exercise for you is, you create a integer array, store 5 elements, and practice all this. So we'll meet on Wednesday. So not tomorrow. Tomorrow we don't have class. I have to go to my